Here, here's the tractor being rebuilt. Tore the hood off, had the oil pan off and the oil pump, and most of it torn apart here. These are the old pistons and old sleeves that came out. And here are the new pistons that we've put in. A 3 3/8 inch bore, stepped head pistons, new bearings on the rods and the mains, and I got some oil leaks below. I'm working on a transmission, replacing seals, so the tractor will run good. But seat's been rebuilt. I've added lights. It didn't have lights. I've added gauges. When it came, it didn't have any gauges on it. Now we have a amp box. One of the biggest things was the 3-point hitch with a cylinder off of a Farmall C or 200. I've put a 6-volt battery in it. The previous owner was starting it on a 12-volt battery, which is improper. Time to have a rebuilt carburetor that I've been using. Got a thermostat now in it. It didn't have a thermostat. I timed the magneto and the governor right here. It's got new hoses on it. The brakes have been adjusted. A couple of new brake parts. I put a new shaft on here. Tighten up the steering. Move the sector gear around to help improve the steering on the front end. This is a rebuilt magneto on it, and it was missing all kinds of things. Even the fuel bulb didn't have a filter in it or a gasket. The gas cap didn't have a gasket, so it used to leak fuel, and made all kinds of changes. As you can see, the tools are out all over the table, and parts on the floor to put back on, the rocker arms, the push rods, the manifold is there, and as soon as the head comes back from getting new valves and springs, and it'll be cleaned up and reconditioned, it'll be ready to put it back together and fire it up. Here's a couple of pumpkins my kids grew. I'm very proud of their pumpkins. Are a couple of our quail. Daddy quail, they have a nest. The daddy quail has been sitting on it some today. We're hoping he's going to get the ideal to hatch them. Here's our group of turkeys that we raised this year. Here is the little wild turkey that came out of the woods when we were walking our turkeys in the woods. This little baby turkey came up to us that was a few hours old. It still had its egg tooth, and we raised him here with Tom Jr. Tom Jr. has been a good companion to him. That little turkey loves Tom Jr. They're inseparable. It's a little skittish. Still got a lot of wild instincts, but it's tame enough that it stays here inside of this fence with Tom Jr. At night he goes in the woods and sleeps, and during the day he comes back and we let him in the cage. And when it wants to, it's free to leave and go back to the wild, but so far it stayed here with us.